Hello and welcome to this video tutorial for Pegasus XRL Reporting. XRL standing for the XL reporting layer, which is a reporting tool for Pegasus Opera 3. My name is Nick Barber and let's move on. So a quick agenda is what we're going to cover today in this 15-minute tutorial. We're going to have a brief introduction to PCR. We're going to look at why business intelligence is important, some of the benefits of using XRL. We're then going to look at some of the reporting techniques using XRL with some sample reports, and then we'll close with a summary. So before we go any further, quick introduction to who we are. We are an IT support and business software provider based in South London. We've been accredited with the Pegasus Opera product since 1993, and we were one of the first Pegasus partners to be accredited. So we have over 25 years experience in designing, implementing and supporting Pegasus solutions. In addition to that, we're also a Microsoft partner, so we can provide the infrastructure and all of the IT security for which you can run your Pegasus Opera system on. So why is BI important? Well, business intelligence will enable you to understand what's going on within your business. So you can look at things such as who are your most profitable customers, what are your most profitable products. The reporting tool allows you to produce key performance indicators and operational information that will allow you to make better and more informed decisions. XRL is a BI tool. It is an integration from Excel to the Opera 3 data. Typically we see that used in a number of ways, but two primary ways. One, to produce ad hoc reports, so what are my stock levels across this category of products, who are my top 10 customers in terms of turnover. But you can also have pre-formatted monthly reports, and certainly a lot of customers use this for their monthly management report writing pack, so profit and loss, sales analysis, balance sheets. So there's a lot you can do with it, and the XRL tool works across all the modules in the Pegasus Opera range of products. So payroll, sales, stock, nominal, etc. So what we're going to do is in this tutorial we are going to look at a small number of reports. So we're going to do 4 reports today. The first report being a customer turnover report, the second being a sales analysis report, and then we'll look at some nominal reports, profit and loss in different formats. Obviously the thing to point out is these are just sales ledger and nominal ledger reports in these examples, but you can report across any module in the system. Okay, so without further ado, I am going to open up Excel, and then the first thing I'm going to bring to your attention is that the XRL reporting tool is an add-in that's provided in Excel, and because we're connecting Excel to our Opera data, sometimes some parts of the Opera data you don't want to make accessible to all employees and all users of XRL. So the first thing you need to do is you need to actually log on. Now this user ID that I'm using here maps to a Pegasus Opera user ID, and all of the security is mapped across into XRL. The first report I'm going to produce is a top 10 customer report, simple report, and we're going to use one of the 4 primary techniques for extracting data from Opera. And in this case, the first one we're going to use is a detail report. Now, a detail report is a method of extracting detail from the system, so lists of accounts, lists of transactions, so on and so forth. The XRL add-in provides a user interface that you can see here. It's split into 3 primary parts. So at the top we have our filtering pane. So this is where we're going to say which company we're reporting on, which part of the system. We can say I'd like a turnover figure for this account. Underneath that, in the bottom left-hand corner will be a list of fields displayed, and in the right-hand bottom corner will be which fields we are including within our report. So when I double click on the table, what that does is that then gives me a list of all the modules that I have in my Opera system, but that I can see as part of the security. And in this example, we're going to open up the sales ledger, and within the sales ledger we have all of these database tables that we can report on. In this example, I'm going to choose the accounts table. When I select OK, I'm then provided with a list of fields that exist within the sales ledger accounts table and all of the related tables as well, and as you can see, the list is quite extensive. In this example, what we would like to report on is we'd like the account number, the name, and then the turnover. So by double clicking on these fields, then moves them across into the output window. You could easily drag and drop as well, or you have these buttons here that you can use individual and move individual fields. When I click OK, I'm then presented with a list of all of my accounts, the name and the turnover. Now in this report example here, what I actually want is my top 10 customers, so my top 10 highest turnover customers. So if I double click back on the report, I'm brought back into the definition of the report, and what I'm going to do is just do some simple sorting. So I'm going to sort by turnover, first of all, with the highest at the top and the lowest at the bottom, and I am going to say that I only want the top 10. Click OK and OK again. Report now changes to give me just the top 10 customers in terms of turnover. So that is a simple example, and hopefully it illustrates how quick and easy it is to extract data from the system. My second example is a sales analysis report. So in this report here, I have some parameters at the top, which is a date range. So I'm going to look at data in the first half of 2017. Down the left hand side, I have a list of all my customers that I've already extracted from my system. And then across the top in the columns, I've then got my sales codes, or they're analysis codes, but they could be nominal codes. So placing the cursor where I would like my result, we're now going to use the second method of extracting data, which is a summary link. What a summary link does is it provides a summary, either count or sum or averages, and it provides that in a particular cell. So in this case here, in this cell C5, what I'm looking to put in there is the total sales for Adams Light Engineering across this date range and in this analysis code. So to do that, it's a sales history report, and I'm going to start using the advanced filtering techniques in XRL. So drag account up, and the first thing I need to do is I need to say which account. Now what I'm going to do is reference an Excel there, an Excel cell there, and you'll notice that it does work out intelligently the absolute and relative references by putting the dollar signs in front of the cell. I'm also going to now use my date filters, so I'm going to say my start date is in that cell and my finish date is in that cell, and then my analysis code is in that cell, and what I want is a total of the value of sales in cell C5. Click OK, and I now have for Adams Light Engineering in the first half of the year, in the accessories range of products, they purchased £5,759.20. I can now drag that out, across and down my matrix. I can then recalculate that spreadsheet, and now for each account and each analysis code I have the total sales. If I want to change that now to the second half of the year, it's simple to do. Change the date range at the top, right click, recalculate worksheet, and there you can see the numbers refresh. Again, simple reporting, but bringing out meaningful information that can show you who are the most profitable customers and where are they spending the money with you. My last two examples are profit and loss reports, but in different formats. So my first profit and loss report has a month by month breakdown, and then my second profit and loss report has a this period column in a summary and a year to date. Now it's important to note here that we are reporting very much on a summary level in this report, but if you want you can go down to the account detail. This report summarizes and groups the totals together in the nominal ledger account types and subtypes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use another extraction method from XRL, which is called the reference link. What the reference link does is it brings back a single piece of data on the system. So I'm going to bring back the name of the subtype. So here I say that my type is in that cell there, my subtype is in that cell there, and what I'd like you to bring back is the description. And it does that, and I can then copy that down, and I've now got my names coming through. We're going to reuse the summary link method in this cell here. So we're going to include the summary for the month of January in 2017, all the transactions in the accounts that belong to type 30 and subtype 01. So I select the summary link, and my table are the nominal ledger transactions. My type is in this cell here. My subtype is in this cell here. The value that the calculation that I would like returned is the value, but I need to specify that my year is contained within that cell there, and my period I've put into that cell there. Okay, so I've used a period number, which is January, and I've just made the text white in this case. When I select OK, it brings me back the value. You'll notice that it's a negative value because the value is a credit, because it's a sales on the nominal ledger. So what I can do is very simply reverse the sign, select OK, and that then gives me a positive figure. And again, as you've already seen, I can drag the values down and across. I can drag my Excel totals, which are just a sum formula. I can recalculate the worksheet, and you can see it's starting to update the numbers. What I can then do is copy that cell into here. Again, we want exactly the same thing, apart from we do not want to reverse the sign. Drag and down, drag that down, and you can see that very, very quickly I can build my report. So what started out as something that had a few things pre-prepared, but I'm now building out that report. So I've now got an accurate P&L per month for this year. My final example is a profit and loss in a slightly different format. Again, we're going to use the summary link, and this time what we're going to do is use the nominal transactions. Again, I'm going to repeat some of the concepts that we've already seen with the type and the subtype. Again, my year is contained within this cell. Notice the references with the dollar signs. It's building correctly again. My period, because this column here is this period, so my period is from period 10 in this example to period 10. And again, I'm looking for the value, and because it's a credit within the system, I'm going to reverse the sign. Okay, I can then drag that down, and there you can see my totals are starting to build. Again, I can copy and paste that cell here. The only difference between this cell and this cell is this one's this period, this column's year to date. So in my period, I just change that from 1 to 10. I can then copy the formulae down again, just change the reverse and repeat to change the reverse here, and then it's a simple job of copying and pasting, copy and paste, right click, recalculate the worksheet, and you'll see the figures will now update. So I've got profit and loss for period 10. If I roll into period 11, all I need to do is change that criteria, that parameter in cell B2 to period 11, recalculate the worksheet, and you can see the numbers refresh. So hopefully you can see that XRL provides a very simple way to extract meaningful information from your Pegasus Opera system. I'd like to thank you for your time for watching this video. If you'd like any more information, you can see more information at our website, www.pcr-ltd.co.uk, or you can email us on the address that you see in the slide. Thank you very much.